Impacts of air pollution on human health in the United States. Introduction. Many illnesses that are widespread in the United States can be explained by human-induced environmental problems. Air pollution problem in the United States. Emissions. There have been considerable reductions in the emission of such substances as sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, lead, particulate matter, and so forth, which can be considered a significant improvement. Bad air quality. Overall, more than 60% of the American population lives in areas in which the quality of air does not meet federal standards. Typically, urban areas have a greater pollution rate than rural ones. The population is in danger. More than 138 million people, including children, live in the communities affected by particles or ozone pollution. The number is drastic and, therefore, requires urgent measures to be taken. Causes. Growing number of vehicles. Typically, an individual can identify several factors that contribute to air pollution. It is necessary to speak about the growing number of vehicles owned by American citizens. There were 424 cars per 1,000 people in 2010. These vehicles can emit such substances as carbon monoxide, particulate matter, and various precursors of ozone. Industrial activities in Asian countries. Additionally, the environment of the country is also affected by the industrial activities in Asian countries, especially China. In this case, much attention should be paid to the black carbon pollution that influences the Pacific coast. Power plants. The dwellers of the non-urban regions are often located near massive power plants. As a result, the health rates of the local population drop greatly since the residents of these areas are subjected to the effects of CO2 emissions regularly. Effects of air pollution. Children are more responsive to pollutants. Unlike adults, children have narrower airways. Moreover, their lungs are still developing. In turn, they are usually more responsive to pollutants in the air. Risk of bronchitis and pneumonia. Furthermore, researchers speak about the dangerous effects of nitrogen dioxide that increase the risk of bronchitis and pneumonia. Although small amounts of the subject matter are formed naturally, burning fossil fuels increases its rates. Respiratory allergies and death of infants. Apart from the issue mentioned above, air pollution leads to various respiratory allergies that considerably impair the lives of children. It is also necessary to consider such a risk as the death of infants. Risk for low-income population. Certainly, researchers note that they cannot always prove causal relations between air pollution and various illnesses. One should also keep in mind that children living in impoverished communities are more likely to suffer from the effects of environmental pollution. Possible solutions and their effects, analysis. Use of renewable energy. Society should try to make more extensive use of renewable energy, which can be critical for reducing air emissions. The approach in question will allow for addressing the issue of children's health by targeting the root causes of the problem. Particularly, the problem of pollution will be solved partially due to the introduction of the sustainability principle into resource management. Additional incentives. The task of policymakers is to provide additional incentives for using these technologies. Moreover, they should concentrate on monitoring the quality of air in different parts of the United States. Apart from that, it is vital to investigate every case of industrial air pollution because this practice can lead to better environmental protection in at-risk neighborhoods. Higher environmental standards. Furthermore, policymakers should adopt higher environmental standards that should be met by manufacturing companies. Evaluation of the solution. Beneficial. The proposed solution regarding the use of renewable energy is beneficial because it can remove a broad range of factors that can contribute to the pollution of the air. Leading executives of companies may argue that new environmental standards will undermine their operations. Possible issues to address. While the concept of using renewable energy is quite reasonable, producing it is quite complicated, both technically and economically. The costs incurred may be higher than the actual value of the energy produced. Therefore, the solution can be deemed plausible, yet quite flawed and requires further consideration. Conclusion. The presence of dangerous substances in the air causes many respiratory diseases. Additionally, various pollutants can increase the risk of allergies. To address the problem, it is necessary to focus on the adoption of renewable energy technologies.